this is not Brian Fisher, but I am so happy to be with you. I'm Dr. Gina Loudon, filling in today for Brian Fisher here on Focal Point. You guys, as my daughter would say, I don't know, I guess that's not a bad word. There's a new word that's really trendy, and I hear kids say it all the time, and it just occurred to me it could have some bad reference, so I just won't say it. But anyway, very cool audience. We'll just go back to my generation. We'll stay safe. We'll stay in the safe zone here. It is good to be with you, and my next guest is one of my favorites, honestly, to have no matter what show I'm doing. He is a syndicated radio host. He scours the deepest, darkest crevices so that you don't have to, for one, and also for stories that you will hear nowhere else. Welcome to Focal Point, Joe Messina. Good to have you.
Well, thanks for having. I miss you so much. I can't. We used to do it every week to do the catch up, and it was my little release valve, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I am totally tracking with you. I miss you too. I miss the calls. I miss the audience like this. It's radio is such a cool format, and I have to say probably my first love. And so it's good to be with you. It's good to be with this audience as well. And of course, Joe, they have kept us thoroughly thoroughly inundated, we should say, with plenty of things going on in the news that are just stark raving crazy. And they're not all happening in California, so I'm happy to add that. One that hasn't happened in California, we have a star Missouri defensive end coming out of the closet. He thinks that, go ahead, tell us about this.
Well, you know, I think I told you, I wrote you a note and said, Monday, hearing what was going on over the weekend, this Michael Sam fella, he's a Missouri defensive end, and I don't know much about football, yes. I'm hanging my head in shame. I'm a male. I don't know much about football, but this fella came out, I guess, ahead of time to let everybody know that he was gay ahead of the drafts. Now, two things in my mind is one is he went all through high school and college and nobody knew he was gay. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's secondary to what you're doing. Number two is if you're trying out for the NFL, shouldn't we really care more about whether you can catch the ball, run with the ball, play the game, that kind of thing?
Oh, come on, Joe. Now, you know, the Olympics aren't about that either. We've got to have a guy in drag hosting the Olympics to protest for NBC that that Russia's not right on their gay policy. We've got to have this guy coming out and talking about being gay in football because people's sexual orientation is very important in sports or something.
To who? I mean,
yeah,
look, they want us right-wing Christians out of their bedroom, but they want to keep telling us what they're doing in their bedroom?
That's
kind of crazy, don't you think?
That's it. And my gosh, you know, what does it have to do with football, like you point out in the first place? But secondly, if you don't want discrimination or commentary, you want privacy, as they all love to say, keep everyone out of my bedroom. Well, then why are you bringing your bedroom out for? Yeah, it's just disgusting.
Don't
all right.
Well, wait a minute. For the craziness here is, I tune in to watch the Rose Bowl parade. I get to see a marriage, a gay marriage, but I get to see a marriage. I don't want to see a marriage at the Rose Bowl parade. No marriage. I don't want to see marriages at the music awards. I mean, what's happening is they're shoving it in our faces, and they wonder why we're irritated.
That's it. And you know who else is irritated are a lot of people who don't want to be represented by the likes of people like that. And so anyway, we'll just move along here. Wisconsin town now. This is good. You know, things might be happening in biblical ways when a Wisconsin town rules that displaying a flag and protesting Obama are, get this, illegal. You may not display a flag or protest Obama, or you could be arrested. Joe, really?
Oh, no, you're right about the Bible, too, by the way. Is there a biblical passage that says we're close to the end when right is wrong and wrong is right?
Yeah.
I mean,
we are.
We're just about there. We're kicking the fringe of that right now, yeah. In a small Wisconsin town, they deemed it illegal for residents to wear Impeach Obama T-shirts or to proudly display an American flag. But here's the deal. It's not in the whole city. Only when you're on overpasses where other people can see it. Because the city's so small, nobody's going to see it. If you're standing on the corner of Main and Elm, you might get 3 people a day. But if you go over to the overpass, which happens to be in the city. Now, isn't this a total violation of my freedom of speech rights? But
I don't see how it's not. I mean, that's as crazy as the newspaper here being made illegal. You can't send a newspaper out if it disagrees with the city council. That's what we talked about on Tuesday. So yeah, there's plenty of crazy out there.
God,
And this is obviously targeting at the overpass protests, talking about impeaching Obama. The thing is, this is the funny thing. I think all the time, what is it going to take for them to get the message? Or do we have to take to the streets? Do we have to go be the crazy people that they've always said we are, in spite of the fact that we're actually probably the sane ones around the block? And so these overpass people, ingenious. They find a way to take to the streets without looking like they're rioters, right?
Right.
And of course, it scares them to death because they realize that the message is sinking. So this is really, if you want to look at it this way, it's a compliment to the people who've been doing these overpass protests.
Oh, no doubt about it. And they're shedding light on the darkness. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. I wish more of my conservative Christian brothers would get up and peacefully but openly protest some of the things that are going on in the country today.
Don't you? Yeah. All right, you and I have been following the antics of Michelle Obama, who has gone into our schools and confiscated people's lunches and decided that she gets to control what your children eat and, frankly, what you eat, too. And now, did I hear correctly? Is she becoming the new spokesperson for Subway? Did I hear that? I think I heard that. And if I did hear that, it is going to ruin my day because I'm such a Subway salad addict. I love their salads.
They're changing everything. They're going to change the bread content. They're going to make more gluten-free bread. I don't know about you, but you know what? Give it to me then. I want more gluten. I just love the way gluten tastes. Anyway.
Oh, you know what? And I am sort of a health nut. I don't have bread or sugar. And you and I have talked about this. My kids in my house, I don't keep white sugar or bread or gluten, all those things. But so I'm kind of with her on this, but bottom line is I'm their parent and she's not. That's the difference. But now Cupid is welcome in schools, but candy isn't for Valentine's Day. No candy. No fun for you children, right?
Again, those little heart candies that we all kind of grew up with? I mean, how much, I realize they're all sugar, but did you really eat 6 or 7 handfuls of these things? These kids are having a nice, for lack of a better term, a social afternoon, doing the Valentine's. They make their own cards. They make them for their parents, make them for their grandparents, and they can't tape or put those little candy hearts. What are they called? Sweethearts, I think they're called.
Sweethearts, maybe, yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Okay, so they put them in the car, and they're banned from coming to school. However, if you'd like, you can give them temporary tattoos.
Oh, right.
Okay, that's good. It's good, wholesome. A pencil. Nothing says love like a pencil. Be my best. I mean, think about this. Our educators are stepping over the line continually. What if I do want my child, allow him or her to have 5 or 6 of these little candy things?
Where did this take place, Joe? Where did this take place?
This is in the illustrious state of Connecticut.
Oh, Connecticut. I was going to say, if it was in California, you could probably enclose a marijuana brownie and you'd be fine. Just no sugar.
You're right on with that one. You're right.
Oh, Joe. Well, I miss you like crazy, and I love having you on today. Thank you so much for being with us. Folks can find you, of course, on Twitter at Joe Messina and at The Real Side, and on the web at therealside.com. You're a rock star, Joe Messina. Thanks for being with us.
Always a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right. Check him out, syndicated radio host Joe Messina, who scours the deepest, darkest crevices for stories I promise you won't hear anywhere else. Coming up, more of your calls, 888-589-8840. Harry Potter and Hunger Games, straight from the Bible, right? Oh, maybe not. We're going to talk about that. 888-589-8840. Dr. Gina with you today on Focal Point.